Sir, hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Have a seat, boss. Mr. Leadership, I'm calling you to discuss about my wife want to take a driving license, but she want to get a good instructor. I think you are the best for her.
Are you sure you're willing to teach me leadership? I'm quite nervous actually because I'm a beginner. My hand shaking, just holding the steering wheel.
Don't worry, Mr. Weston. We're friends, aren't we? Besides, I've already checked your car insurance. Everything is in order. We will take it slow.
Thank you so much, Leadership. My wife really need a patient teacher like you.
Weston, today we're gonna learn about the basics of driving. So today I'm gonna teach you how to drive. You watch carefully, okay?
Okay.
First, we need to use our seat belt. This is the gear. This is the steering wheel. This right here is the gas, and this on the left is the brake. Okay, you need to watch carefully. Okay. Watch carefully. Okay, now we change the seat, okay? Are you ready?
Okay.
First, shift into the R gear and slowly reverse.
But why the car is moving so fast? What should I do?
Hit the brake!
Hit the brake! Hit the brake!
I think something is broken. My leg! I can feel my leg!
Your Lordship, my client, Mr. Leadership, sustained permanent injuries. His knee due to defender that reasons. Defender failed to maintain proper control on the vehicle.
But, Your Honor, the plaintiff was well aware that my client was a learner driver. The standard of care should be lower for someone is just learning. She did her best. Okay, the court must decide, is the standard of care for a learner driver any different from the skilled driver?
If we lower the standard for learner driver, public safety will be compromised. Anyone who get behind the wheel on public road owes the same duty of care to others road users.
Your Honor, if I may add, thank you. Even if we agree that the standard of care is objective, we cannot deny the plaintiff's role in this incident. Mr. Leadership was not merely a passenger, he's the inspector. He knew Mrs. Weston was unskilled, yet he failed to take risks to put the handbrake or seize the steering wheel before the collision occurred.
Objection, Your Lordship. My client gave a clear verbal instruction. Brake, brake, he shouted. It's unfair to blame voluntary instructor when the driver herself panicked, suddenly hit the accelerator.
But, Your Honor, as discussed in the principle of leadership and wisdom, the doctrine of voluntary non-fit injury, which is voluntary assumption of risk, also comes into play. The plaintiff voluntarily entered that car with full knowledge that the driver was an amateur. He accepted that risk. an interesting point. Counsel for the plaintiff, what is your response? Can Mr. Nettleship be regarded as having consented to be injured?
No, Your Lordship. He consent to teach, not to be crashed into. However, we acknowledge that the person sitting beside the driver, he share a responsibility to ensure the safety of the journey. Your Lordship, the most critical element in this case is breach of duty. The defendant, Mr. Weston, owe duty of care to my client. The question is, did she breach the duty?
Your Honor, how can we say that she breached her duty? She is a student. She did the very best for a learner with an L status could possibly do.
That is not measurement. In the law of negligence, we apply an objective test, the reasonable man. We do not look at Mr. Weston personal shortcoming. We look at what would a reasonable driver have done in that situation. If reasonable driver sees the lamp post, they hit the brake, not the accelerator. But Mr. Weston failed to act like a reasonable driver. Therefore, a breach of duty has clearly occurred.
Counsel for the defendant, are you suggesting that the standard of care should vary according to a person's skill level? Yes, Your Honor. We agree that the standard for learner is lower than the professional driver, such as Formula 1 driver and bus driver. If I were to accept the argument, every time people see a car with helmet, they will be in danger because the driver is legally allowed to be negligent. This would create legal uncertainty. The law cannot have shifting standards based on individual competence.
Exactly, Your Lordship. As Lord Denning said in the original case, the learner driver may be doing his best, but his best is not good enough.
The court has examined the arguments for both sides. Regarding the issues of breach duty, the court holds that Mrs. Weston breached her duty of care by failing to meet the standard of a competent driver. However, on the issue of liability, the court finds that there was a contributory negligence on the part of Mr. Nettleship as the instructor. He should have been more prepared for intervene physically when the situation becomes critical. He cannot place 100% blame on the student. Therefore, the total damages of 10,000 ringgit, which the plaintiff was originally entitled to receive, shall be reduced to 50%. The defendant is ordered to pay only 5,000 ringgit. Thank you. Court is adjourned.
So Syahiran, what the conclusion that can you conclude from this video?
So, to conclude, the video that we just watched on Nettleship and Weston 1971, this case remains a cornerstone in the law of negligence, particularly regarding the standard of care. The Court of Appeal's decision established that the duty of care owed by a learner driver is not subjective to the lack of skill. Instead, it is an objective standard that of a reasonably competent driver. Instead, it is an objective standard that of a reasonably competent driver. As Lord Denning famously stated, the learner's best is simply not enough. if it falls below the standard required to ensure public safety.
For me, I think this case clarifies the application of contributory negligence with the driver is held to a high standard. The instructor or passenger who has the means to intervene also bear a responsibility by reducing the damages by 50%. The court balanced the strictness of the objective standard with the reality of shared control in a learning environment. This judgment ensures that victims of road accident are not left without compensation simply because the driver was inexperienced, and reinforcing the principle that safety on the road is a non-negotiable legal obligation. I think it's time to go because our class is going to start.
Alright, let's go.